You're watching the Move Me podcast with Kevin Methvin. Today we have Robert Johnson with Sifi Lending, and we've been talking and catching up. There's so much information out there that my mind's blown about some of this stuff that you were talking about the DSCR loans and the tiny homes. And
yes, and my mind was blown as well because I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've been doing conventional business, Fannie, Freddie, Ginnie Mae, your typical first-time home buyer stuff. 2 years ago, when we started this brokerage, we started to get into DSCR financing because it's prevalent coast to coast. And I've really had the opportunity to learn the DSCR world in the last 2 years. And it's really helped a lot of my clients from before get into investment property opportunities, whether it's long-term rentals or short-term Airbnbs. There's a lot of financing out there that's very creative that allows these people to get in with minimal money down and have cash flowing properties.
You want to break that down a little bit for the audience?
Sure. So let's start with what DSCR stands for, debt service coverage ratio. So the qualification of the loan is based on the metrics of the property, not the client's income and credit profile.
Got it.
It's based on the merits of how much that property can derive in income every month, whether it's long-term or short-term. So your long-term is your typical 12-month lease. Your short-term Airbnb is when you're on Airbnb or you use VRBO, and you're going to have short-term renters, whether it's for the weekend, the week, the month. And You'd be surprised, even properties in Concord, California, as I was telling you, I have a friend who has 2 properties in Concord, and they're short-term Airbnbs. The one downtown by Todos Santos is rented all year long.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean, Todos Santos Plaza is cool, but how cool is it really?
I know. And I grew up in Concord. So
yeah.
I was shocked when she told me that. And she has one also at the end of Clayton Road that she has 90% occupancy in per year. But most of the short-term Airbnbs I've been doing are in Lake Almanor or in Oakhurst outside of Yosemite.
Okay.
Because as you know, Yosemite's sold out every year. It's a worldwide destination.
Right.
Most of those properties generate $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Wow. And the mortgage payment is $2,500 to $3,000 a month. I see huge opportunities here in Discovery Bay.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
We looked up a property online a few minutes ago. $90,000 a year in revenue.
Yeah, it was crazy what it broke down to.
Right?
Yeah, that's just one example.
One example, right?
So
was that property on the water?
Yeah, but it was on the lake, so it's not the more desirable part of the water. So
right.
It only goes up from there.
Right. So if you choose the right property, you can generate $100,000 to $200,000 a year off that property.
Yeah, it's just insane to think that. And so, if someone wants to get involved in that, what is the down payment look like?
20% on the short-term Airbnbs. 15% minimum on long-term rentals.
Okay. And then the fix and flips, what if they need work? Because a lot of these homes that are more affordable on the water are going to need a lot of work.
So a lot of the loans that I'm doing now are fix and flip properties or ground up construction. But let's talk about fix and flip. On the fix and flip, it's a minimum of 10% down.
Wow.
It's actually the most aggressive loan in the marketplace right now. It really is because it's 10% down and we'll fund 100% of the construction.
Wow.
You put the money in as a construction holdback and you can draw it out in draws over the process of the construction, or you can draw it out at the very end in one lump sum, or you don't have to use that construction money at all and you don't pay interest on that. The terms are generally 12 months to 24 months, interest only, and it allows you time to get the property up to speed. And then we roll those. A lot of my clients start with a fix and flip, and then they refinance those into a DSCR.
I was going to ask you, what do you go from there?
Yeah. You can pay, there's no prepayment penalty on the fix and flip loan. So you can pay that loan off in 2 months, 3 months, and you refinance that into a DSCR and it cash flows.
Yeah.
It cash flows. And that's what most of my guys are doing right now. They're building their real estate holding portfolio. And I have an investor in Washington who's built up his portfolio to 15 long-term rentals.
Wow.
And now he's in the fix and flip space. So he's running 2 LLCs. He's running his real estate holdings LLC and he's running his real estate investments LLC. Okay. And he just told me on the way here, he's closing on one today in Washington, a fix and flip, a 2-unit. And he said, this process is so easy. I'm going to go on a tear buying these things.
Yeah. Cause you already helped him quite a few times before.
Yes.
Right? So I've done the profile.
I'm correct. And that's different on the fix and flips. Once you have done one, our investors keep that credit profile in their database. So when you do your next one, all you need is the budget, the scope of work, and the purchase contract.
That's incredible, because I'm dealing with people all the time, and I need this bank statement, I need this, and what was your last check from last year? You're telling me once you have that built in, it's just ready to rock and roll.
Done. The first time is the most intensive, but it's still. I closed a construction fix and flip from beginning to end in the same time that some of my colleagues are closing their regular conforming loans. They're blown away. They're like, this loan took 3 weeks and you got this done in 2 weeks. Because there's no TRID. There's no compliance. It's a business purpose.
That's true. Yeah.
There's no CD wait period. There's no rescission period. That shaves off multiple business days in the transaction.
Now, the one that you stayed at recently, where was that at?
Lake Almanor.
That was in Lake Almanor.
West Shore, Lake Almanor. Incredible property. 1.5 on Zillow. The gentleman told me that he gets $600 a night in down season, $1,000 a night in peak season. And he has it rented every day that him and his family don't want to be there. Well, that Zillow was 1.5, but right across the road from him is a home for sale right now for $600,000.
Yeah, the water access is huge, right?
Water access is huge, but you make friends in the community.
Right.
All those kids at those other properties were down at our docks. Right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how they have access to that?
They do, because there's no fences. You can't fence those properties. Okay. And outside of your dock, everyone has access to the beach. No one owns the beach land. You can own your dock, but you don't own the beach. So it's free range, and everyone's really friendly there. It's all about the kids.
Right.
It's all about the good time.
Yeah,
there's no grumpy Smurfs. No.
Yeah, you were showing me those pictures, and I was like, man, this is like the house from Grown Ups 2, I think it was.
That's right.
And the dog's out there playing in the water. The kids are having a blast.
I'm catching fish.
Yeah.
I'm catching as many trout as I could catch. My line was in the water. I'm catching trout.
Oh, wow.
Rainbow. And my girlfriend's eating them like crazy.
That's nuts.
I had a little Weber barbecue right on the dock.
Okay.
And we're barbecuing the fish. I'm pulling them up, cleaning them, throwing them on the grill.
And still fishing while you're
still fishing. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what people want. It's so hard these days. They want to escape. They want to take the family and go places like these.
That's right. Across the lake, it's Lake Almanor Country Club.
Okay.
Also a great little community. Lots of short-term Airbnb opportunities there as well. But a lot of my people are buying in Oakhurst.
Okay. So what's in Oakhurst? Why Oakhurst?
Close to Yosemite.
Oh, that's the one. Okay. Yeah.
Bass Lake. You can still buy homes for $400,000. That cash flow from month one. You get a couple of acres usually. And a lot of my investors are putting ADUs or tiny homes on these properties. That town is very friendly to short-term rentals and getting more housing on the properties. Just like here in the Bay Area.
Okay.
In Martinez, California, you can fast track your ADU or your tiny home trajectory because they want more housing in the town.
And it's like what, lot size is 6,000?
6,000 minimum for an ADU. That's typical. But in Oakhurst, you're buying these properties for 500,000. There's 2 acres, 3 acres.
Oh,
so you can put an ADU or two, and you still have a huge yard to play with. I mean, a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for the people that aren't ready to jump in there and do those investments and just want to buy their first home, I remember you were talking about some different financing options.
Yeah.
100% financing.
So I have an investor that is running with an FHA 100% financing option. Comes with a 3.5% second that's forgivable after 5 years. So as long as you live in the property for 5 years, and there's no payment on it, 0% interest, no payment.
Nice. Okay.
As long as you live in the property as your primary residence for 5 years, it's forgivable at the end.
Really?
Yes. FHA high balance and FHA.
Okay. So and what do those look like as far as loan amounts for the people that are watching?
Up to 850,000, maybe 9. I haven't checked this year's FHA.
I think it might be 9.
Is it 9 now?
Yeah.
So it's getting up there, and
that's for Contra Costa County, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it county specific still?
Yes, and FHA MSA specific.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. Fannie Freddie specific. But out here, we're always at the top levels in Contra Costa County, right?
Yeah.
We set the market for the loan limits.
Yeah. So someone that's wanting to buy their first home, they could buy something in like Oakley or even off the water in Discovery Bay in that same price range.
That's right.
That kind of 550 to 600.
And the rate's really good. It's in the 6s.
Really?
Yes.
So what if I'm able to negotiate seller credit for, let's say I can get them a point for a rate buy down? What is that?
In the last 6 to 12 months, almost every purchase I've done has had seller credits for closing cost, which is different than the past 10 years.
Yeah. Every one of mine, all of last year, everyone received some kind of credit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the market turned, now it's a buyer's market. For the past, previous to this 12 months, for the last 10,
Yeah.
it's been a seller's market. No inventory.
Right.
Nothing to buy.
Uh-huh.
And the sellers could set the market where the offers were $203,000 over asking price. Cryptocurrency,
it was insane. Was it Mark and Heather sold one in Danville? Like 300 something thousand over asking. Sold
crazy.
Like that. Yeah.
It's not that way anymore. Now it's a buyer's market in most circumstances where the buyer is able to get good deals on properties and get seller credits for closing cost.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
That is great.
Yeah. Unless it's a very specific niche type home.
Correct.
Like the ones on the water. But
I think you'll see that change. I think as rates come down, and rates have come down, DSCRs were at 8, 9, 10%. I'm doing DSCR rates at 5.5%. Wow. They're lower than conventional rates at times.
That's insane.
Insane. Average is 6, 6.5, right where the conventional market is. But I never thought I'd see DSCR come down to the conventional rates. That's unbelievable.
Nuts.
That is nuts. Unbelievable. So I did an FHA loan, closed here in Brentwood 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you were telling me,
and she got 5.375.
Okay.
She put 3.5% down, and she had $5,000 for a lender credit.
Oh, so even a lender credit. That's not even including the seller credit.
5,000 plus a seller credit of 7, plus my lender credit of 5. She came in with 20 grand on a $900,000 house.
On a $900,000 house.
Correct.
$20,000 out of pocket.
That was it.
Wow. That's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm sure everyone's going to have questions for you, Robert. How can they reach you?
You can reach me at my phone number, 925-207-4031, www.sifilending.com, or on my email, robert@sifilending.com.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you next time.